Hi, today I'll be showing you how to create a database that stores names and then lets you view them in a table. I can show you that we have Apache and MySQL running here, and these are all the files that you're going to need to create for the project in HDocs and then final in DB. So this is the table that I've already created, names, under the username Corey, and let's go ahead and get started. So I've created a local host at final DB, and the names of the document is names input.php. So this is where you're going to input names into the document. You can see that it says please enter a name below, just like it does here. This is where you're going to input your first name, middle initial, and last name. And then you have the submit button, just like it says here, first, middle, last, and then your submit button. Next you have the store names PHP, which shows you that it was added to the database successfully at Corey Knipple. So we'll show you the code for that. I'll show you I'll explain the code for this because most of the other documents have some form of this in it. So right here, that's just checking if you did input so if it's false, if it comes back false, then you did not get a correct connection, and it'll display an error code. Otherwise, it'll store that database name to that variable under the username Corey, and then it'll store the database name and the database connection information to the MySQL underscore select underscore DB variable. The name of the table obviously is names, as I showed you before back here, and that's stored to the variable table name. And the strip slashes are just showing you that the information put onto the HTML document was actually placed into the variable. And once it has been placed into the variable, then we create a statement basically saying the first, middle, and last name, and then down here in this line of code, line 44, we execute that code. Now if it's unable to execute that code, it'll give you the corresponding error code and information, but if you're successful, then it will say something like this: the following was added to the database, and whatever name you input. So let's go ahead and look at that name in the show names in database. You see that this was the first entry, and the Corey A. Knipple was correctly input into the database. So let's just add another name, and we're going to go ahead and submit that. Looks like it was submitted correctly, and let's go ahead and look at that into the show names PHP. This is the corresponding code. Basically this is just drawing the table out for you, giving you the correct header names. You can see the count as PK, first name, middle initial, last name, all headers here, and it's down here, it's just telling you to execute that code as long as there is a input to do so. So let's go ahead and add just a third name real quick. And we'll submit that in. It was added to the database, and we now have 3 names in our database. So let's go ahead and delete the middle one, Mike B. Flynn. So the record we want to delete is 2 here, and I'll show you the code for that while we're doing this. The only thing different about it is this down here, the record to delete, which you're going to input the 2 here, and then your submit button. And once we do that, you can see that 2 has been deleted and 1 and 3 are left. And the gun PHP code is just as the delete record. It's just telling you that the record has been deleted and you now have 1 and 3. Now if you were to input another one, you would come up as 4, and you could continue to do this as long as you wanted to. And then this top information here is just this simple line of code where it has add another name, delete record from database, and show names in database, all as hyperlinks to different pages. So if we wanted to add another name, delete a record, or look at the total number of names here. Thank you.